Hey, I'm Miracle Keach, and today I'm here with another amazing client, and this is Mary James, and decided to hop online to talk about, I guess, her experience and what it's like kind of been training with Amy and the program, the results she's seen, the atmosphere, and filling us in with all the other details. And I'm really curious to hear what Mary has to say. So, Mary, thank you so much for taking the time to come on, talk about this story, experience. I appreciate it.
No, thank you very much for having me, Eric. Thank you.
Okay, so let's step back so we can kind of get a picture and I can understand where you're coming from. Everybody else can kind of understand where you're coming from. So before you started working there and training there, I guess what was the big issue? What were you trying to accomplish that kind of ended up leading you to training there?
Ultimately, I wound up connecting with Amy in May of last year. I was looking just for a different sort of program, something I never tried before. Pilates is something I never ventured into. I was just looking just to increase my energy and do something that overall just felt very good for me and would yield me a positive result. And that's why I started working with her 3 days a week in a little black dress challenge.
So it wasn't like anything like a major issue or anything that you had. You're like, I'm trying to lose tons of weight or overcome anything like that.
No, I said I
Okay.
do. Runner, so I keep in good shape. But I was just looking for something just to add for strength and just to get stronger and just do something overall that worked you head to toe, just in a different capacity.
Okay, and now I'm curious because you've got this experience. You're a runner. You know training stuff. It sounds like you've done some other things in the past as well. Worked out, trained other places. Is that correct?
Yes.
What's the biggest difference? Obviously, besides the Pilates side of it, what's the biggest difference between working and training here compared to some of the other things you've done?
Some of the other places, it seems more industrial. Amy doesn't give that vibe at all in her classes. There's a small ratio of women. It's very open environment, open to questions, open to being modified, during their exercises. She wants you to do your best each and every time with each and every exercise. You're working every muscle. Certain muscles you may never know you've even worked before. um, but she definitely gets you to where you want to go, and she does different variety of exercises and even different structure programs in Pilates. There's over 500 moves, and she can get you to do a lot of them.
Now, is there a more personal feel here being a part of this than compared to what you've done?
Oh, absolutely. Each time you come in, she cares very much about how you're doing as a person. Besides looking to direct you to a goal, she, cares about you as a person. So it's more than just physically. She wants to know how you're feeling. How's your energy level doing? She totally cares about how you're experiencing the class and how your results are going. She's very encouraging and supportive. She's got a
Okay.
great exercise and nutrition, and that's what's great about going to her classes. And it's a small structured environment, which is
Yeah. Does it feel maybe in a way kind of like a family?
it does. Like, I walk into her studio, and it's like you could come in, you say hello to everyone, you get to know a lot of the same faces, and we're all very friendly and open just with each other. And there's different age demographics in each class, so you could be a beginner or someone that's been practicing a long time, and you don't feel out of place at all.
And it sounds like too, since there's this structure, there's this comfort to it that if somebody comes in and maybe they're at a very different level than the next person or so on, that anybody will be basically be able to do it. Things can kind of be modified to make sure that they can accomplish everything.
Absolutely. Things, you modify based on, as Amy would say, to what your body's feeling in that day and in that moment. So, sometimes she definitely doesn't want you to set back or not come to class. There's different things that we can do and try just to work on overall fitness. So that's definitely something that Amy encourages very much in class.
Yeah, and through that, I'm guessing as well that it just leads to this comfort, a comfortable feeling, where you're not so like focused. Maybe someone's looking at me or anything like that.
Exactly. It doesn't have that sort of feel where you wonder, like, if anyone's looking at you differently as you're exercising. For the most part, we're all engaged, we're focused. So we even laugh sometimes during exercises, which is good. So it has a very light, warm atmosphere to it. But, she definitely gets every muscle group chatting, as Amy would say. Things are definitely chatting with you. So, and that makes it very nice to go back each time you go. And she definitely changes it up. She mixes up her classes between bar class, or she'll do interval training, equipment class. So there's lots of different things that you can do just to achieve basically anything. For me, I was looking for strength, for energy, change things up, and I definitely got that by working with Amy.
Did you expect there to be this much of a family connection, comfort feel when you walked in?
Not at first, but then once I started going and I started to meet some of the ladies, and I did go at different times. I would go sometimes early in the morning, or I usually go at 11:30 in the 11:30 in the morning. So I got to meet a lot of the different women and what a lot of them do for a living, and everyone's at a completely different fitness level. And it was just to know that, hey, I'm not the only one out there that's never touched a Pilates ring before, or ever done a reformer class, or understand put your legs up in tabletop. At first I had absolutely no idea what to expect, but it just becomes very familiar and very comfortable, and I think that's what gets you to keep going back. And when
Yeah.
you see the results, you definitely want to keep.
So we were talking before, and you've had some health things that have popped up over time, and it's something that Amy has been able to help you with. Would you mind kind of sharing what you've gone through, what happened, and just kind of how you've kind of progressed through all that?
Sure. In January of 2016, I suffered a stroke. I know I'm a young person. It seems very unexpected. I did do a lot of rehab and whatnot, and physical therapy, occupational therapy. But what initially drew me to even get in touch with Amy is that she said, you know what, I can help you with other things, because a lot of things for me didn't quite get better, and she definitely gave me other tools in going to class and not being intimidated by it, to keep going and keep working the pathways to my brain and coordination. She definitely helped me with all those things, increase strength. So she more or less customized certain things to me based on what I was going through. So if that helps me as a person, and was able to say, hey, you can actually do this, you don't have to be afraid by it or worried if anyone's going to see anything. She definitely took that extra, and she would do it basically for any client. It wouldn't just be me, it would be anybody that walks through her door. So that's something that she was very much able to help me with, and help me also with my confidence too.
Wow, wow. So it's been life changing in a way then.
Yes.
Wow, very, very interesting. So not just right the okay, getting stronger type of things. Like there's a whole full circle dealing with all the health issues and everything else that she helped just bring together and basically just kind of put you back together in a good way.
I mean, and we're still working on it. There's still
Hmm.
different that I continue to work with every day. So, when I go to class, some days are better than others. But, I said, at least, I'm there and we're able to work with it. And it's definitely helped me 1,000%. So, and Amy definitely has made sure that, I get that piece in that's important to me as her client. So, and she definitely delivers.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of those results, I guess what have you noticed? What are the changes? What are the benefits you've seen?
Definitely a increase in overall tone. I have a lot more defined musculature. I got my body composition to be more of a lean mass, which is what Amy measures. I definitely changed around my diet. I was pretty good, but then Amy definitely got me to tweak some things that worked for me. I became a stronger and even faster runner. I even broke my half marathon expectation when I ran this fall. So she set me up on a good training program for that also. I was going to Pilates, but she gave me extra advice on what to do for running. So I definitely got more than what I actually had in mind just when I first started going. So, and then
It's pretty
as you
cool.
guys, it's cool to be able to say like, hey, I could actually do that. I don't need to modify it anymore.
Hmm. It's pretty cool. Now, I heard in the background, sounds like you have children running
I
around, right? And they keep you on your toes, right? Kind of keeps your energy going. Now, have you noticed when you go in there, has have energy levels been better? Has it been easier maybe to kind of manage some of that stuff?
You feel good when you wake up at first, and you feel refreshed. I enjoy having that mommy time out. I say it's my time of the day that I give to myself. It's an hour of my time that I get to just focus on me, because I can't be a better person if I can't commit to me and then give back to your family, your friends. So that's something that's great. And Amy says, hey, we understand, we're all moms, we're working, we have children, a lot of us have school age children. So that definitely feels good to get the results you want and still be able to do everything else that you do in your life.
Yeah. So there's been a little bit of stress relief in there.
Yeah, when I exercise, I find that that's very therapeutic for me.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and that's always a
and
positive thing for
that
sure.
always works.
No, have you noticed too along the lines, right? Because sometimes when you're working, you're training like that, energy is more balanced. You also tend to sleep a little bit better. Have you noticed differences in sleeping patterns?
Yes, I mean, definitely I sleep better, feel more well rested just when I wake up. You don't feel like that tired drag that like I used to maybe get in the middle of the afternoon, where you felt like you could have crashed. Things are more sustained. Your cravings are more under control when you're more structured. So, you learn those things. She'll teach you about nutrition. It's more than just exercise. It's more, she focuses on you as a person. So the whole thing is not only just what you're doing for your body, but what you're putting into your body. Focus on hydration, focus on this, and all those little things definitely help to get you to where you want to be. But,
Yeah.
you have to work to get there too.
Now, obviously, putting things into the body and focusing on the physical side, there's also the mental side of things. Is there an element of helping in the mindset and getting yourself dialed in and a big focus on that side of things?
I definitely think when you get into the vibe of going and being very consistent, Amy focuses a lot on being accountable and definitely making sure that like you get there by checking in or following your plan. And and sometimes there's a very human part to it where it's like you have the holidays that were just here, and how to come back, how to bounce back. So, but definitely there's a mental clarity piece that feels very for me personally. And then it's like, what? You can have your cake and eat it too, and then just got right back up on the train and just keep going because it's just life, and that's just how to find
Yeah.
a so
So a little happier in some regards.
yes.
Okay. All right. And so you've got these energy levels, you're sleeping better, mindset, physical, all these things. Have you noticed that there's things that you're doing now that maybe you didn't really realize that you couldn't do before?
I definitely think by working your whole body this way with the Pilates class, I more or less maybe had underestimated it at first. You do very small isometric exercises, but they really get to other places that maybe I wouldn't have probably even thought I even worked out, or your back, or your the backside of your chest and everything else. She basically works you from head to toe, and that day definitely gave me a lot more definition, a lot more strength. um, I basically acquired more lean mass. I definitely lost more in inches, not necessarily looking to lose weight, but just I wound up getting, I guess for Amy's wording would be, you got chiseled in the right places. So, and after having two
Yeah.
kids and getting there, it feels nice just to get a good piece of yourself back where you feel very balanced and more or less whole in what you're doing. So that definitely was a big bonus for me.
And do you feel that you've gotten your, I guess you could say, your money's worth and value and level of service with everything?
More than that, because Amy puts in a lot of time to connect with you as a person. And I think that that's definitely what is a big draw for her. Or, you feel somewhat connected when you meet with her. She definitely sees you as a person, not just someone who comes into her studio to do class. She'll ask you about how's your life going, or if there's anything that she could do to help. That's not something you see all the time in instructors and whatnot. And, she really cares. She's very dedicated. She's extremely knowledgeable about exercise, about nutrition. So that's all good things about her. And she definitely cares for her clients. And, that's why I keep going back.
Of course, of course. Since you're having fun with it, right? You're seeing results. It's a good atmosphere. So let's say someone's looking for something very similar to what you were looking for, or something along the lines, and they're seeing all these different places. They come across your story, they hear this, and like, you know what, this sounds really cool, but they're still 50-50, right? They're still kind of on the fence thinking about working with her and training with her. What would you want to tell that person to push them off the fence?
I would say Amy will absolutely get you there. Said without any doubt in my mind, Amy is that person that's going to get you to where you want to go. If you have a big goal in mind, or something that's more short term, something that you just like to achieve, if you go to her, you're definitely going to get it. She definitely delivers on what she says, and she just knows so much. And the class variety is good. I would say that smaller atmosphere is really good and very receptive to someone that maybe hasn't tried it before. So I think that that's more or less what separates her from everybody else.
Okay, and then the last thing I want to leave with is, let's say Amy right now is deciding to basically shut the place down, right? She turned off her phone, she's turning everything off, closing the doors to everything, and this is the last time you could ever say anything to her. Knowing it's the last time, what would you want to say?
Thank you, for believing in me and for getting me to where I never really thought I could be. Amy would know definitely what I'm referencing, but if she shut off her phone, I said, I don't know. So we talk all the time. So, it'd just be thank you for giving 100% into me, probably more than 100% into my physical being and mental well being. So thanks, Amy.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Mary, I appreciate you taking the time to come on, share your story, your experience. I think it's been amazing that you found this place that you can call, I guess, kind of a home. You have this connection, you right? You see the results, and I just think it's been absolutely incredible. And I appreciate you coming on, and I just want to wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, you take care.
Have a wonderful day.